Digital transformation is stalling. Here's why and what fixes it. Most UK enterprises are now on their second or third digital transformation strategy, and most of them are still stuck. Not because the technology is wrong, not because the budget isn't there, but because the single most important factor in whether transformation succeeds is almost never the thing that gets the most attention in the boardroom. Today, I want to talk about why digital transformation keeps stalling and what the organizations actually getting it right are doing differently. Here's the uncomfortable truth that the technology industry doesn't like to say loudly. Digital transformation fails at the people layer almost every time. The technology works. Cloud platforms, AI tools, automation systems, data architectures, these are mature, proven, scalable. The vendors have figured out the tech. What they haven't figured out is the human and organizational complexity that sits between a technology decision and a technology outcome. Change management gets a line in the project plan. A few training sessions get scheduled. A comms plan gets drafted. And then the program launches, the technology goes live, and the adoption numbers come back. And they're disappointing. Workarounds emerge. Shadow systems persist. The new platform sits underutilized while people continue doing things the way they always have. Sound familiar? It should, because it happens in organization after organization, regardless of how good the technology is. The diagnosis is almost always the same. The program was designed around the technology rollout. It wasn't designed around the human behavior change that the technology requires. Now, here's where I want to make this relevant specifically for sales and BD leaders in the tech and services space. Because the vendor's role in this failure is real, and it starts in the sales cycle. When we sell transformation programs, we naturally lead with the technology, the capability, the integration architecture, the implementation timeline. We build confidence in the technical delivery, and that's right, we should. But if the commercial conversation never surfaces the organizational readiness question, if we never honestly explore whether the client has the change management capacity, the leadership alignment, and the cultural appetite to embed what we are implementing, we are setting ourselves up to deliver something that technically works and commercially disappoints. The vendors breaking this pattern are doing something important. They are having the harder conversation early. They are asking, who owns adoption inside your organization? What's happened with previous technology rollouts? What worked and what didn't? Is there genuine executive sponsorship, or is this being driven from the middle? Those questions feel risky in a sales cycle. They slow things down. But they also demonstrate that this vendor is thinking about outcomes, not just delivery. And in a market where buyers have been burned by the gap between transformation promises and reality, that is an extraordinarily powerful differentiator. So, what does actually fixing this look like? The organizations getting transformation right in 2026 share three things. First, executive sponsorship that is active, not ceremonial. Not a name on a steering committee. A leader who is visibly, consistently, personally invested in the outcome and willing to make the organizational decisions that transformation requires. Second, change management treated as a first-class work stream, not a footnote, not something that starts at go live. Something that is resourced, planned, and measured from day one with the same rigor as the technical delivery. And third, vendors who stay accountable beyond implementation, who don't measure success by go-live date, who track adoption, measure business outcomes, and remain engaged long enough to know whether the transformation is actually delivering what it promised. If you're a sales or BD leader in this space, the question worth asking yourself is this: are your proposals genuinely addressing all three of those things? Because the organizations that get this right don't just deliver better outcomes. They build the kind of relationships that last for years and that no competitor can easily displace. I'd love to hear your experience. Have you seen a transformation program succeed or fail because of the people layer? What made the difference?